Yeah, yeah.
And we're
Yeah, hey,
on.
what's up? Is this thing on?
Hey,
What's good?
accent. LOL.
So, welcome to our first official podcast episode. We've recorded a few in the past, but it seems this is our first release. The topic of the day is siren singers and spells in songs. We both have a lot to say about this topic. We've discussed it many a time. So would you like to kick us off or should I start us off?
I would like to because
Okay.
I I've been listening to music a lot for the past 2 days because I've been finishing my paintings for my painting class. And today, one of the last songs I listened to was At Last by Etta James.
Mhm.
And I just thought it was interesting that you chose this topic today because that's one of my favorite songs. And it's a classic song. Anyone who knows Black music knows At Last by Etta James.
Right.
And in the song, she says, um, in the song, she says, she said the lyric like, you looked into my eyes and a spell was cast. And this is a
Oh God.
classic love song. And like, it
Right.
really
This
puts me in like, every lyric is just like divine. Like, oh, at last my love has come along. Like, she doesn't say one negative thing except you smiled, and then the spell was cast. And here we are in heaven, for you are mine at last.
hmm.
And
Dang, that
it's
song played at my dad's wedding.
a beautiful song. It played, I mean, Beyonce sang it at Obama's, like,
Well, that's not helping the case.
but I just, it seems innocent enough, but when you know about Hollywood and the music industry, you really start to think about the little things, and it's not so innocent,
Right. So
really.
we're about to get into the little things a little bit so that people who don't really know can have a grasp. And for people who already know to maybe have a fresh perspective. It's funny though, before we get into that, it's funny that you mentioned Beyonce. Of course we were gonna bring her up, but I recently was at this event and they were playing the song that goes like, "Who runs the world, girls?" And I never really, even though I'm a woman, I never really liked that song because of how hypnotic it felt. But there's this one part in the song. I was a little high, so I felt it even more. There's this one part in the song that says like, "You'll do anything for
Yeah,
me."
yes, bro. That song is literally like a mantra. Like,
And when that part slows down, when that part slows down, it almost feels intoxicating and it almost feels like like when those rattlesnakes like
yes,
put you in a trance.
yes, exactly. It had. I bet she used like an Arabian sample in that
Right.
because that's exactly like as soon as I hear it, I close my eyes and I feel like her voice is going like this.
It's literally to the beehive, and that's how the beehive is. They'll do anything for her. So it's funny because in these songs that's like so quote unquote positive, sometimes they'll throw a little side swipe in
He
there.
says, "Our love we can devour."
That's
In that
scary.
part, our love we can devour.
Did you
Like,
see
it's giving man eater aesthetic. And
did
you know, sirens are man eaters,
right.
literally.
Did you see I don't know if you recently saw these JT pics, but she posted this on her birthday,
No, I haven't.
and I wanted to show them to you, but you were in Puerto Rico, so I didn't want to disturb your peace. But I'm sending them to you now over text, and I'm gonna share screen.
Okay.
So when it sends, I'll share the screen. Okay, cool. Bet. So,
Oh, babe, what
So
you doing? Oh my
so this was posted on her
God.
birthday. The first
Yo,
picture
the third one, her eyes. Nah. I mean, I'm not
so
surprised,
it's
but
the
dang.
so the first picture shown on screen is you see her eyes covered, one of her eyes, which is classic one eye symbolism. You see that in the second picture that she's on a table with food, which shows, that whole cannibalism thing, like Marina Abramovich parties where they
Right?
basically have.
Lady Gaga did something similar. Katy Perry did something similar.
Right. So it symbolizes how humans are consumed, sometimes their flesh. The third picture, what is it about the third picture to you that got you?
Her gaze, her gaze.
Mm-hmm.
It's really giving like seductress, but to a different level. Like, I forgot. It's like there's
Those
something
senpaku
about
eyes.
if the whites of your eyes show too much, like there's
The
something
senpaku.
psychological about that.
Yeah, the
Like, let's say,
senpaku eyes.
hmm?
The senpaku eyes.
Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
So, and also just like when you look down and you look up like that, the bottom is very visible, like the bottom white of your eyes, and that's
Right.
one of the Senpaku looks. This one
Hmm.
is really giving like I'm offering up myself to this community.
Right. It's giving witch. It's giving um
It's giving
night of
trance,
ritual.
right?
So it's interesting because this has nothing to do with her city girl imagery, but going back to the spell thing, when I saw this on Twitter, people were retweeting it. They're so happy to see it. They're reposting it. And this stuff is like puts you normalize this stuff. And this is very witchy.
I mean,
But yeah,
ever since she has been, her and her team have been at work to transform her image from Miami City girl to like dark feminine
I don't even
fashion
know
girl.
if it's her team. Like, bro, after she started dating Uzi, this is when it happened. It was like a
But
switch night and day.
Uzi was part of that. I feel like he was
Real.
dating was a main part of her transformation. I don't feel like
Right.
because of him. I think he was very instrumental in that, but I think that was the point all along. I think that was the point all along.
Right. So yeah. So it's crazy. So we've talked multiple times about the power of Erica Badu,
Yes.
the power of her voice, and Erica Badu in herself is a well-known witch, which is why she wears those types of hats.
Outspoken with it. And she has been. She has been for a long time because I remember at a time where I would say, in one of my spiritual awakenings, I had a time where I was listening to her a lot, a lot, a lot. And I was listening because I mean, I used to listen anyway, but I was very interested in what she had to say now that I have now that I had this new understanding of music and words and just concepts and spiritual concepts.
It
And
seems like it's crazy because it seems like a lot of Black people, a part of our spiritual awakening, she's a part of it.
right,
It seems like most Black people, when they are starting to shift what they pay attention to, trying to get on a higher vibration, it's ironic that she's a part of it.
because
And
her lyrics are conscious. So and she's in the limelight. She's one of the leaders of the neo soul
right.
genre, and she's
One of the
very
inventors,
popular.
one of the
Has been for
inventors
a
even.
while. So the first person that they think of is her, and her music is out of all the neo. Like, I don't know, I cannot name any neo soul singer to you right now off the top of my head that is in the limelight, like at the level, even close to the level that Erica Badu is at. Okay, I would say Lauryn Hill, but she's a rapper, you know? I wouldn't label neo soul on Lauryn Hill's music.
Right.
Not as a
Like
genre.
it might
Sure,
be
lyrical content, but not as a
it might
genre.
be
You
it
know what I
might be
mean?
like it might be a part of her genres,
Like
but not her
she's there,
not her
she's
main
in the
genre.
radio, you know?
So
And
let's
she speaks about, you know, real stuff. Like I can't deny that she speaks about real things, but it's like she doesn't really tell you how to get out of those situations. She just brings awareness. She doesn't
right.
tell you how to get out.
So we've talked a lot of times about Bag Lady. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics.
And it's so the way that I know a singer is a siren is when the music is so catchy that I have to actually put effort into not singing the song and
Right.
not hearing the song in my head, because as soon as you said it, I started singing it in my head. And I
Same.
felt a pull to sing it out loud. And I had to tell myself no. I had to
Okay.
put effort into saying no, don't sing it.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. So I pulled
Like,
up the lyrics to Bag Lady, and we're talking about how musics can be spells. So we've also discussed the etymology of, or just like the fact that spelling, the word spelling, you know, like writing spells, like these things are powerful. So the lyrics to Bag Lady, just to start it off. Bag Lady, you gon' hurt your back, dragging all them bags like that.
and
I
this is a
guess nobody ever told you. All you must hold on to is you, is you, is you. So when you're first in your spiritual enlightenment stage, you're like, this is some real shit. The fact that I keep packing all this luggage is the reason I am like this. But the hypnotic aspect is when you listen to this over and over, you keep telling yourself, bag lady, to yourself, you're going to hurt your bag. You're going to hurt your back dragging all those bags like that. You're not saying, put the bags down, try something else. You just keep saying you're going to hurt yourself
right,
if you keep doing this. You're going to hurt yourself if you
right.
keep doing this. No, the next lyrics are one day all them bags gonna get in your way. One day all them bags are gonna get in your way. This is a
She's
spell.
literally
This is tell
like she's speaking, she's saying like she's bringing awareness to the bags, but she's also saying these bags are gonna ruin your life. And she's
right.
not saying they might ruin your life. She's saying they're going to. And then
And
she repeats it. She repeats it. That's the
you
important
know what's
thing.
ironic about it? Ignorance is bliss, and sometimes when you're swimming in bullshit, you don't realize it. But your mind hurts even more when you realize that what you're doing is wrong and you don't know how to escape it. That's a different type of pain. It's crazy because we as Black people are really powerful. We're very powerful. So, you know, this is a spell. That's crazy. Well, on a lighter note, ironically, she says, pack light, pack light, pack light. Okay, I like that. All right, pack light. Boom, I get that.
Well, let's get to the part where I want to talk about the part where when I used to listen to this song, this part would literally make me sob. And the way that she sang that part would like it would bring it out of me, like in a
What part
way.
is it? What are the lyrics?
Let me see. I gotta zoom in. When someone. Oh, wait, scroll down. Yes. Oh, when someone hurts you. Okay. So after she says pack light, she says, girl, I know sometimes it's hard and we can't let go. As
Mm,
soon as it starts on the girl I know, that note, it's something about that note that brings tears to my eyes. It's almost like you're speaking to a friend, you know? And
mm-hmm.
you're like releasing, you're venting, you're releasing that emotion. So the part where she says, and she continues, oh, when someone hurts you, oh, so bad inside. You can't deny it. You can't stop crying. And then she says, and then, she goes and she sings. So, and she goes, like, I don't want to sing it, but she says oh, but in the way that she says it, and y'all can go listen for yourselves. Though after she says you can't stop crying, the way that she sings like the way that she sings that part next sounds like someone crying. It sounds like a cry coming out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes, if you start breathing, yeah, you won't believe it. Yeah. You'll feel so much better, baby. And that verse is literally coaching you through a cry, through releasing that emotion. And superficially, that might seem very good and very like therapeutic, but when you think about the concept of music and musical artists harvesting emotion,
Mm-hmm.
every
Literally
time you
harvesting
listen to that,
emotions.
she's coaching you through a cry. And there have been times where I listened to that song where nothing bad was going on in my life.
Right.
Like I was fine, I was happy, I was satisfied. There was nothing bad going on. Like things were good. There was nothing. And I would cry.
Wow.
I would literally cry because I would start thinking about maybe somebody else that was hurting or somebody in the world, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
I feel that, Kathy. That's so crazy. This stuff is so powerful. It's so powerful.
The drums in the back, see, her music has heavy African influences.
Right.
And African people are on a different level. They are magical by just being. Everything
Mm-hmm.
they do and everything they have done has a lot of power. So whenever you see the African influence anywhere, just be very observant of the intention behind the person using that.
Mm. Yeah, like
Very,
when you see Americans adopting that,
yeah, be
rather,
very
like
careful.
it's they're very intentional with it. Like all the stars, like Beyonce's freaking African album that was really just so much
Beyonce's
symbolism,
African album where she was
so
literally telling
scary.
y'all that, like, okay, let's all think back for a moment, real quick. Let's all flash back to the YouTube era where people were replaying her songs backwards and people were talking about, oh, Beyonce, Illuminati. Beyonce's a witch. In that African album for The Lion King, she literally told y'all. She told y'all. She told y'all. She told y'all Solange is, she literally named the names of the deities.
Really? What are you
She
talking
named
about?
Brea.
I didn't, I don't listen to this stuff because I'm scared.
You don't have to listen, but I'm not gonna lie, it's my
No, but I
favorite.
want to
It's
know
my
so I can look
favorite
it up.
song from that album. It's called
What
Black
song is
Parade.
it?
Black Parade. Look up the lyrics.
Okay.
Black Parade. That's my favorite song from her. From that, it's really the
Ironically.
only one that I care to listen to because the beat is great and it makes me feel like a. That's the one. I think that's the one where she says, um, "Fuck the baby hairs, fuck the wigs or whatever. I'm gonna let it lock up." And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, melanin, melanin, my drip is skin deep.
Baby
Like,
sister repping Yemaya. And if you look up Yemaya, that is the deity of the Yoruba deity of water. Yemaya.
hmm.
Baby sister repping Yemaya. And then Solange album, she's talking about Black faith, like the Florida water. Not even the
Yeah.
Florida water can wash off the black.
Hmm.
And then and if you look up Beyonce deity, it's gonna say that it's Oshun, or I think so. It's gonna say pretty much the main female deity of the
Look,
Yoruba religion.
yeah,
Oshun.
ocean energy and black is king. That's the first article
Oshun
that
is
pops up when you look up
the
Beyonce
main
deity.
female deity of the Yoruba religion. And the Yoruba is also a tribe, like an ancestral tribe. And, I don't want to say that it's bad, but I do want to say that every form of of magic and witchcraft associated with Black people originated from the Yoruba people.
Right.
Their deities are the base for voodoo, hoodoo, santeria, and every facet of Black witchcraft.
But that's because everything comes back to Africa. So if the first people are there, then naturally it's gonna happen there. Like,
I mean, the Wiccans, they have the Celts from Ireland. That's why I
right,
say
which are
that.
very powerful.
And I bet like
Scary.
the past of the Yoruba people and the Celts and them, I'm sure they were connected, but I just think about that. Like when I think about European witchcraft, I start thinking about like that pretty little red mushroom and fairies and
Right.
forests and the Celtic runes and stuff like that. And when I think of Black people doing magic, I think of hoodoo, voodoo, santeria, and Yoruba and
Right.
Oshun, because I mean the most traditional songs of my country, Cuba, the most traditional songs talk about Oshun.
So let me ask you this. Oh, so that's actually crazy. Okay.
Because
Um,
we're santeria.
so let me ask you this. You're saying that she is the main deity that um in that form of magic? Like she's the main woman deity?
Yeah, but I'm
When I
talking
look
about
up
in all of them.
huh, that's crazy in all of them. When I look up
And
Beyonce deity,
different names, but it's the same energy.
when I look up Beyonce deity, the first thing that comes up also on the search is Oshun goddess, Oshun Beyonce, Oshun goddess story, Naruba goddess, Beyonce Oshun lyrics. Is
Yep.
Oshun in the Bible? Beyonce Oshun lemonade. What is Oshun energy? This is just me. This is just after searching Beyonce deity. So clearly the
Mhm.
connection is there with Oshun. Nothing else was mentioned. So I'm looking up. But I remember that big performance with Beyonce where she had like the crown and stuff. Oh yeah, it's all over. When she had the baby too. What is this
Oh,
deity
nah, because
responsible for?
she's the goddess of fertility.
No way.
Yes, way.
There you have it. There you have it.
Oh,
Beyonce dressing up as Oshun while she was pregnant
with Blue,
during
right? Or with the twins.
with
That
the
was with the twins,
twins.
right?
With the
Yeah.
twins, goddess of fertility, huh? This is all planned. This is crazy. I'm not gonna look at this anymore because she is, that's exactly what she does, is like spell casting.
Right.
But that is
And
crazy.
she's the best. She's the best, the literal queen of all of them.
It's
Like,
yeah,
it's not a
she's
coincidence that her whole thing, her fan base is called the Hive, and there's a whole concept of the hive mind. And
hmm
when you think about how a beehive hive mind works, they're literally like the queen is literally like the brain, and the bees are the neurons, and the neurons firing because the queen is in their heads telling them what to do. Like they are one mind. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I'm out. But yeah, like the bees with the queen, they're one mind, like they're one thought. They're all, it's like as if you had plugged your mind, as if your brain and somebody else's brain, as if you connected them with a USB port. Like that's what the hive mind in a beehive, an actual beehive is like.
Right.
Like,
And that's literally how her like whatever she wants her supporters to think, they will think. Whatever she wants them to do, they will do, all on the same accord at the same time.
when you think about the way that people like get up in arms and start attacking people that say anything bad about Beyonce, to the point where if somebody says they don't like Beyonce's music, they're like they attack. They literally attack.
They
It's like,
literally
bro,
do, yeah.
even if they it's not like they're saying anything bad about Beyonce. They're just like, oh, I don't really like her. Hey, yo, they're like, are you crazy? And it's funny because I used to be like that too. I used to be like, if you don't like Beyonce, then who do you like? Like, you must not know music if you don't like Beyonce.
Right. A lot of people think that, or a lot of people think it's like anti-black to not like Beyonce.
Right, bro.
But
I used to look
she's
at people
crazy.
so crazy if they said they didn't like her music. Because I just thought like she's just so powerful with it. Like, she's so immaculate in her delivery, in her
Hmm.
aesthetic. Like, she's so powerful
Exactly. She's
with
so
her
powerful.
voice and what she says. And it's like, it's the point where, like, I was on this shrooms trip with someone who I'm no longer in contact with. And we were listening, it got to a point where I was listening to like, we were listening to Beyonce for like an hour straight. And like, this woman will, like, in one sentence, she'll be talking about, in one line of one verse, I could understand how she was referring to like 10 different things. How I could, if I were to sit and write something about that song, like analyze the lyrics, like I could go so many directions and they would all be true. And I was just so astounded by that. Like, how does she do that? How does she do that? And another artist that I know that I have had that thought about, that I felt like they were speaking about 20 different things in one line or in one verse, is Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean, with one line, he could be talking about 200 relationships across 200 timelines in 200 situations. And it's like, it's so specific, but it's not. It's so general, yet it's so specific. And I don't know how he does that. I don't know how he does it. It's insane.
Right. He is really good at that. Like, he knows how to tap into experiences that almost everybody goes through but doesn't talk about. Like, and
When
it's
I listen
like
to music, I feel
multi
like,
it's like not just one person that you might experience that through.
yeah,
Like,
like
there's
he'll
so
be talking
many
about
layers.
one situation and alluding to a bunch of others. And it's just crazy how he does that. And it's so smooth the way that he jumps to other situations in his songs. Like, if you listen to Monk, the man says, yo, look up the lyrics to Monks by Frank Ocean. That song is a poem for real. That song is art. Those lyrics,
Okay,
art.
let's see.
I can't see your feeling. Like, I
Yeah,
can't
one
see
sec.
you.
Yeah, I was en route for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah. But let's see.
I think he's channeling a big deity as well. And I'm gonna get into that after monks, but Pink and
Oh
White,
yeah.
what is that? Because the background vocals are Beyonce. And I was on an acid trip listening to that song, and the visuals I got were insane. And that's how I came to that conclusion.
Hmm. Okay, so we have 10 minutes left. Okay, let's see. Monks.
So
Okay.
right from the beginning, I could really write a dissertation on this song for real.
Mosh pits and bare chest. Stage diving, skydiver. Hmm. Spray the crowd with cold water. Oh, this really does happen. Now it's mosh pits and wet tits. Oh.
You see how seamlessly he changed your image?
Yeah, literally.
Mosh pits.
Literally.
Okay, mosh pits is the music, obviously we know mosh pits. And then bare chest makes you think I visualize like a man floating meditating. Stage diving, sky diver.
Right.
When I see spray the crowd with cold water, I think
That
about how in Catholic churches and Catholic masses,
mm,
there's a moment where the priest walks down the aisle spraying holy water upon everyone.
mm-hmm. Mm.
So he goes, now it's mosh pits and wet tits. I think I need a cold shower, cool waters. African girl speaks an English accent. And then he starts to talk about like not opposites, but like, what's the word I'm looking for? Do you know?
Um,
It's like something that contradicts itself.
oxymorons?
Yes.
Huh. African girl speaks an English accent. The irony but the truth. Likes to fuck boys and bands. Irony but truth. Likes to watch westerns. Could totally see that. And ride me without the hands. Show me her passport. She's on her own tour. This, like, again, painting imagery, like you could really see this happening. This, I'm sure
Like
this
you
literally did happen to him.
like you remind that, and anyone listening to that, they know somebody like that. Or
Right.
they've seen somebody
Literally.
like that on the TV. Skip the next verse. Go to where
Okay.
he says monks in the mosh pit. This
Monks in the
this
mosh
verse right
pit.
here,
Mm.
this verse right here, this one right
There's
here,
a lot of layers.
he's telling everybody right here in this verse how like the music industry is making idols out of these people. He's telling you loud and fucking clear. Excuse my French.
Mm.
He's telling you loud and clear. Monks in the
Mm.
mosh pit, stage diving, Dalai
Dalai
Lama. And
Lama.
don't let me get started on how they kidnapped the real Dalai Lama and replaced him.
Okay, we will have to talk about this soon.
Feet covered in cut flowers. They mosh for enlightenment. They
This is
mosh for
like,
enlightenment.
this is
That line right
literally,
there,
dude,
like,
this shit is real life. Think about like the Cardi fans,
do
fucking
you need
Frank
an
Ocean
explanation for
fans.
this?
What'd you
They
say?
march for enlightenment.
Literally, like
That's
they're trying to reach nirvana at these concerts. And like you said, this is like these are their idols.
like the way he's trying to say that the way that these people feel on substances, even if you don't have the substances, the way that these people feel at these concerts is the same feeling that the monks get when they've been meditating for 5 years, not
Dude,
eating anything, taking in sunlight and the Holy Spirit, surviving off of that. The
right.
you know, the ecstasy
Literally.
that they feel, he's comparing that to the experience of being at a concert
Mm-hmm.
with that energy.
Yeah.
They mosh for enlightenment. Monks in the mosh pit. They're
Mm-hmm.
worshiping people.
Literally. He's he's
And
really
then he
preaching
says,
right now.
one with the water. I mean, what else can you say? One with the water. Clean chakra, good karma. One with the water. And then he immediately, oh, wait. Listen. In the last verse, he also said something about water and then he switched up the image. Can you go
Oh,
back to the African girl? Because right before he said African girl, he said cool waters. And then he switched up the image. I just noticed that. I didn't notice that before. In the first verse, he says, mosh pits and wet tits. I think I need a cold shower. And then he
cool
sings cool
waters.
waters. And then he switches the image.
Yeah.
Second verse, he says, clean chakra, good karma, one with the water. Then he starts Indian girl sweeps above
Uh-huh.
the temple. He switches it. So he's telling you right here, Water is a portal. You can
Mm-hmm.
use water as a portal. Water is magical. You can use water as a portal.
Right. Hmm.
And I really liked the part where he talks about the Indian girl because I feel like any youth can relate. Because they're like, oh, she's running away from her family with her lover. And I feel like
Right.
everybody has had a lover that somebody in their life did not approve of, you know?
Yeah, totally. Everybody has had that time for real, where
A
they just
lover
want
or a
to stop
friend.
everything with the person they love.
Right. Coke White Tiger woke us from our slumber. There's just so much in this song, for real. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good one. Okay, we only have 3 minutes left. What was the next one you wanted to bring up from him? Oh, pink and white.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one, since we only have 3 minutes, I'll just say that go to the part, go down. Go down. Yes, okay. So where he says, this is life, life, immortality. No, no. Go down. Um, there's this part where he says something like, "Let me introduce you to life" or whatever, and then that's when Beyonce like sings her song.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
Where he says, "This is life, life, immortality" is when Beyonce goes and like does her little solo. And when I was on this acid trip listening to this song, Pharrell Williams, songwriter.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. Wait, Heaven's Research, more water from Nazareth? What am I reading here, Bria?
What?
Look under
Oh,
songwriters. It says
wow.
pink and white lyric,
Yeah, I see.
trademark, Heaven's Research, more
What?
water from Nazareth. What
What is that about? Okay, I'm just going to type that into Google.
is that like the label? Publishing? Is that like the label?
I'm wondering. Let me see.
Hmm,
Oh,
that's quite interesting.
hmm.
That's very interesting. We gonna be all right. Did you
Huh.
see that?
Yeah. Hit
More water from
different.
Nazareth. We gonna be all right.
Yeah, hit
Hmm.
different. Hmm. That's definitely a spell
Oh.
song. Yeah, definitely spell songs.
Hmm. It's a publishing group. Why do you need several publishing groups for a song?
Mm.
WAP?
Wait,
Hey, well,
what?
I think we just discovered something interesting. You see it?
Yeah, but they're not
Is
more
that
water.
watermelon sugar?
Yeah, but these are their publishing groups. It's not the same one.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
Hmm.
What is this? Oh, Billboard Song Index. Huh.
That's interesting.
Wow, you can really Doja Cat like that. Let's see.